Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, September 30. In Squiz Kids Today, global chocolate meltdown, Brisbane Lions big win, ancient mummy and cheese necklace, and here comes the mini-moon. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
There's a chocolate meltdown brewing, people, and it just might mean a lot less of the brown stuff for, wait for it, Christmas. So, you know the chocolate bars you love to eat. They start their lives as a seed on a tree called the cocoa tree. The cocoa tree grows in countries in West Africa, including Ghana and the Côte d'Ivoire, and recently, bad weather there and poor farming conditions have seen the number of cocoa trees there bearing fruit slump. And when there are fewer cocoa trees producing cocoa seeds, there are fewer ingredients to go into the most popular of cocoa's products, chocolate. It's called the global supply chain, and it means that bad weather in a country in Africa can impact prices in a supermarket in Australia. So, you might start to see price rises for chocolate in your local supermarket over the next couple of months in the lead up to Christmas, with dark chocolate becoming much more expensive more quickly because it needs more cocoa seeds to produce. But who likes dark chocolate anyway? Only old people eat that.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in China, where a mummy has been discovered wearing the world's oldest cheese necklace. Oh yes, my friends, this story has it all. So, first of all, we're talking about a mummy, like the Egyptian kind, you know? Bandages and dead bodies and stuff. Not the mummy you probably saw this morning and had breakfast with when you woke up. This particular mummy is 3,600 years old, so it's pretty ancient. And when its coffin was first dug up, archaeologists thought it was wearing a necklace, a piece of ancient Chinese jewellery. But the jewels were sent off for testing, and it turned out that they were pieces of cheese. Now, I like a good stinky cheese as much as the next person, but I reckon this is probably where I would draw the line.
Sport time.
Ah, footy. Is there anything better? And yesterday, AFL fans in Brisbane were still celebrating after their team, the Brisbane Lions, smashed rival Sydney Swans in a grand final for the ages. Taking an early lead in the game at the MCG, the Lions never looked like they could lose, eventually claiming Aussie sport's most coveted trophy with a thumping 120 points to 60-point win. Coveted is a fancy word for something that lots of people really want. Ace midfielder Will Ashcroft won the Norm Smith Medal for Best on Ground. Not bad for a 20-year-old in only his second year of professional footy. And the Brisbane Lions fans celebrated long into the night. Meanwhile, the Penrith Panthers showed why they have won the last 3 NRL premierships in a row, beating the Cronulla Sharks on Saturday night in wet conditions in Sydney. The Panthers will now face off against the Melbourne Storm in the NRL Grand Final next Sunday in Sydney. Because too much sport is never enough.
Spaced out.
It's a special week for the moon this week, as it gets a little friend in the shape of an asteroid, which for the next 2 months will orbit the Earth just like our moon does. Called 2024 PT5, the tiny asteroid measuring only 11 metres across is part of a big cloud of asteroids that happen to follow an orbit very similar to the one that our planet Earth follows around the Sun. An orbit is the big circle that we make as a planet around the Sun. The mini-moon will streak across the night sky close to Earth for the next 2 months alongside the moon before spinning back off into space. But it's so small and at a distance of 4.5 million kilometres away from Earth, compared to the moon, which is only 458,000 kilometres away from Earth, unless you have a mega powerful telescope, you probably don't have much of a chance of seeing the mini-moon. But it's nice to know that the moon has a little friend for the next couple of months nonetheless. Hey students and teachers, what if I told you that you could win big prizes and help save the planet? Mobile Muster, also known as Australia's biggest phone recycling program, has officially launched its Mega Schools competition, and it wants you to get creative around the theme, What's in a Phone? Whip up a mind-blowing drawing, sculpt a masterpiece, or even create a short film. There are a whopping 13 million broken or unused phones in our drawers that could be recycled. And your entry could help save the planet by encouraging the 3 in 5 Aussies who are hoarding an unused phone to recycle it. Head on over to mobilemuster.com.au to check out last year's winners, grab some incredible resources, and find out how to recycle your broken phone. You'll learn exactly what's inside a phone and why recycling them is so important. And trust me, the facts will surprise you. So, what's in it for you? Other than being an echo hearing, the epic prizes up for grabs include a virtual zoo visit by Taronga Zoo and a $4,000 JB Hi-Fi gift card for the winning class. Plus, 3 runners-up will snag $1,000 gift cards each. So, don't miss out. Submit your entry before November 1 at mobilemuster.com.au and help make a real difference.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. The mini-moon, which will be orbiting Earth for the next 2 months, is what sort of a space rock? That's right, it's an asteroid. Question number 2. In which country have archaeologists found a mummy wearing a cheese necklace? Of course, it's in China. Question number 3. Which team won the AFL Grand Final over the weekend? Yes, of course, it was the Brisbane Lions.
Shout-outs.
It's Monday, September 30. First day back at school for Queensland kids. It's also International Podcasting Day, so happy International Day to us. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today and tomorrow. And because there are so many of you, including a whole bunch of belated birthday shout-outs, I reckon we should crack out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it! And it's a happy birthday today and tomorrow to Alex and Jack from Yass, Zara from Brunswick, Emmy from Ashmont, Emma from Charleston, Thomas from Stirling, Penny and Eliza from Warrnambool, Jeremiah from Sydney, Isaac from Barden, Alex from Cannon Hill, Hazel from Clovelly Park, Lachlan from Adelaide, Isla from Geelong, Harry from Rosemont, and Maddie and Annabella from South Ripley. And of course, if you celebrated a birthday during our recent podcast break, check out the bumper quiz for that week in which your birthday fell, where you'll find your birthday shout-out. But because a couple of you missed out, we've got a whole heap of belated birthday shout-outs right now too. And a happy birthday over the break to Mohammed from Newcastle, Oliver from Willagee, Eamon from Burpengary East, Finn from Thornbury, Annabelle from The Rock, Caden from Rochdale South, Gabrielle from Finlay, Mia and Zara from Southbank, Rosie from Turramurra, Rafi from Tocumwal, Angus from Glen Iris, Eli from Wagga Wagga, my lord, so many of you, Hudson from Adelaide, Leo from Cairns, and Vedanch, who's listening all the way over there in Sweden. I hope you're having lovely weather in Sweden. Don't forget, of course, classroom shout-outs will resume next week. And if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with an excellent Squiz the World as we pay a virtual visit to the wonderful country of Ireland. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.